Hey guys, so today I am going to be talking about mental health. Mental health is something that I personally have struggled with my whole life. Ever since I was really young, I just always remember being depressed, having anxiety. I actually had really, really bad panic attacks, and it all stemmed from childhood trauma, I think. I'm not going to get too far into childhood trauma just because I feel like that's something that I just kind of want to keep to myself. I don't know if I want to put that on my YouTube channel. Maybe one day I will, but I don't want you guys to feel pity for me, and so I think I'm just going to keep that to myself. First of all, can we just talk about how beautiful it is out today? It's probably about 65 to 70 degrees. The wind is blowing, the birds are chirping. It's just so calm out here. I came out here and meditated, and it was awesome. Anyway, I don't really have a plan for this video. I kind of just want to wing it. I feel like that's the best way. I feel like that's going to be the best way to really get out what I'm trying to say. So first, I think what I'm going to do is talk about the mental illnesses that I have, or at least the ones that I know of. Apollo, come here. Want to say hi? You heard me talking. This is I'm watching my brother and sister while their parents are out of town. My half brother and sister while their parents are out of town. And I have a dog. So if you hear any of that, that's what that is. So I have depression. It's something I've struggled with for a long time, for years, but it's not something that I really ever thought I had until I actually started realizing that I had it. I probably realized that I was depressed about 4 years ago. And I just kind of thought that's how life was. You know what I mean? Like, I thought that you weren't supposed to be happy and that it was normal to be depressed. Turns out it's not normal to be depressed. If you didn't know that, it is not normal to feel sad. It's not your life to be sad. You can get help and you can overcome it. I didn't know that, and I just thought that I was going to be sad the rest of my life, and that's just how life is. But once I started going to therapy and I started realizing, wait a minute, I can be happy, then it just kind of changed my point of view. Another thing is, when I was young, I also have anxiety. So I'm the kind of person who I kind of copy people on accident. I don't mean to, but when someone's doing something, I'll sort of do it. Everyone around me had anxiety and depression, and I thought, I can't have anxiety and depression because they're going to think I'm copying them, which I now realize was just my anxiety talking. I have come to realize that I think my anxiety is actually worse than my depression, and that's hard to realize, but I have panic attacks, and this isn't something I really open up about. Sometimes I make jokes about panic attacks, but I never really actually had a deep conversation about it. But I think that stems from childhood trauma as well. I think just some particular incidents from my childhood have really caused me to have panic attacks and paranoia as an adult. But those are the only things I really know about. And I'm making this video because I don't know all of my mental illnesses. A lot of people, I think, make a video about what all their mental illnesses are and how they cope with them. But the difference between this video and those is that I think that there's something more than just anxiety and depression, and I think there's something else that's stemming off of that. More mental illnesses. I don't know if I'm bipolar or maybe I have BPD. Maybe I have manic depression. Maybe I'm OCD. I don't know exactly what else I have, but I know for a fact, like, I just kind of know that anxiety and depression isn't my main issue. I believe that anxiety and depression are symptoms of my main issue. And a problem that I have with anxiety and depression, and I think a lot of people do, is knowing if they are symptoms of a greater mental illness, or are they your mental illness? And not that I'm trying to downplay anxiety and depression as if they're not as important as a one that might be that they might be the symptoms of, but just, people who, because I mean, I have anxiety and depression, and it's not like it's not a big deal. Like, it is a big deal, and I'm not trying to downplay those at all, because all of it is valid. And yeah. So this is why I'm making this video. I don't know what's wrong with me, and I want to find out what's wrong with me. And that kind of, I think some people could take that the wrong way, as in, I think people who have these mental illnesses, or mental illness in general, there's something wrong with them. That's not what I mean. The reason I'm making this video is because, personally, I feel like there's something greater causing my anxiety and depression, and I would like to figure out how to cope with that, and maybe go to therapy. No, for sure go to therapy and sort of figure that out. And of course, sometimes you can never really figure it out, but I would like to know. And the reason I'm being so vague is because I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. And that's one of the hardest parts right now for me, is that I don't know what's wrong with me. So I'll just give you some of my symptoms. I'm gonna probably make a series. I'm definitely gonna go to therapy soon. I'm trying to find the right therapist for me right now. But I'm going to probably tell you my symptoms, because personally I feel like I'm alone in this, and that, like, there's nobody else that feels the way I do, which is really hard, and I feel like that's not true. I can't be the only one in the world who feels this way. So I'm scared of everything, and I don't have really an explanation for it, other than both of my parents were addicts, so maybe because they put me in scary situations, and because I was moved around so much, maybe that's why I have such bad paranoia. This is Caesar. Oh, hello, Caesar. This is Caesar. Hi. Oh, you're so sweet. Mwah. And here comes Apollo. Say hi to the camera. Oh, hello. Say hi. This is Apollo. We have another dog named Gator. He's like a wolf dog sort of thing. He's super skittish, so he would definitely not come up here. But they're super friendly. He's friendly too, but he's just scaredy. He's a scaredy cat. I'm scared of everything. Everywhere I go, I'm terrified that someone's gonna try to kidnap me or take me. I'm scared of the outside world. I don't really have a safe place anywhere because I'm even scared in my own home. This is one of the reasons I've gotten an emotional support dog, and hopefully I can train him to become my service dog, because this is getting so bad. I'm just scared of everything, and it's not like I'm a normal, you know how girls are kind of scared of everything just because, like, we gotta be safe out there, you know? All the girls know what I'm talking about, like, we gotta be safe out there. This is different, because I feel that way as well. This is an irrational fear, and it's hard to figure out how to stop it. Another symptom I have is I just feel like I overthink everything, which I think plays into anxiety, but it just kind of feels like I don't really even know how to explain it. My thought process, like, it doesn't stop. Like, I think all the time, and I think about really bad things. I have intrusive thoughts. For example, oh, my boyfriend, bless you, Caesar, what you doing? My boyfriend gets off work around, it depends because he works at a restaurant, so it kind of just depends when he gets off, but typically he'll get off around 11:30 is the latest. Typically 11:30 is the latest he gets off. There's been times where he like forgot to text me that he was going to a friend's house, which is not a big deal, but my brain immediately went to something's wrong. What if he got in a car accident? What if they can't find his phone? His car's about to blow up. He's dead. The paramedics can't find his phone to reach me, and they don't know his passcode. They can't get into his phone. They can't call anyone. And I start freaking out, especially if he doesn't text me back, like if his phone died or something. And it's not like I'm like, it's different than being like, oh my god, my boyfriend won't text me back and he's not home late, he's cheating on me. No, we don't have that kind of relationship. He's obviously not cheating on me. I get scared that there's something wrong, and that I get a really bad feeling that something is going wrong, and something is really wrong, and that it's just everything's wrong, and this isn't right, and it shouldn't be like this. And I don't know how to cope with that feeling, and I don't know how to not have that feeling. I have like a few more symptoms, but it's kind of hard to think about all your symptoms like right now, you know. But I just feel like I'm different. Like, I think that's the best way to describe it, is I feel so distant from everybody around me. I feel like I'm not the same. Like, I can't do things like they do. I can't just go out and hang with my friends and not be scared. And I can't, like, I just feel like I don't belong here, and everybody else does. And I don't feel like this all the time, but it's that anxiety, I guess. It just makes me feel that way, and it's fine. Like, sorry, I'm crying, which I shouldn't be, but it's hard to deal with. Apollo knows. You know. You're so sweet. Hi, pretty boy. He's such a sweet dog. Another thing I do is I get really emotional about everything. Well, anything that's even remotely sad. I can't handle that feeling of sadness, and it overwhelms me, and I can't just be upset. I have to be bawling my eyes out about it. And I don't know why. I can't just be normal. Why can't I just be like, oh, that's sad, I feel so bad? I obsess over it. Like, how can I fix this? Why is this happening? An amazing example for this is a controversial topic. It shouldn't be, and I'm gonna be straight up about that. That I try not to be controversial on my YouTube channel. This is the one thing that this doesn't matter to me if it's controversial or not. Global warming is happening, and we're killing our planet. And that freaks me the fuck out. And I can't just be like, man, that really sucks, and then move on with my day. I obsess over it. I can't even hear things about how bad it's getting, or I will start having a panic attack. I can't handle that. I can't handle the thought of us not being here anymore. And that kind of plays into the fact that I can't handle the thought of death. I've never really had a death in my family that I was close to. I've been to one funeral. I've been to multiple funerals, but I didn't really get upset over any of them. I mainly just was like, that's really sad, but I didn't really know them. And I've never had a close death. And that is really scary to go through that, because my brain just can't comprehend the thought of not being here anymore. And my friends and family, my grandparents, aren't going to be here anymore sooner than later. And that scares the shit out of me. And I don't know how to deal with it. And that really is hard. So hard to deal with. But I want to figure out how to cope with that feeling, which is why I'm excited to go to therapy. I am on medication. I take Lexapro, escitalopram is the generic version. It doesn't really help though, and I've talked to my doctor about this. We upped my dose before we decided to switch, and it's just not helping me. And I think the reason is because I can't just rely on medicine to fix my issue. Make me happy, but I also need to work through my problems. And I think the problem is I'm not also working through my problems. I'm just dwelling on them. But I can't get out of that thought process. Anyway, that's what I've been going through. I wanted to say recently, but my whole life. This is not me all the time. This is just my mental illness. This isn't me trying to be this isn't me trying to get pity, to make people feel bad for me. This isn't me trying to get views. This is not me complaining. This is mental health awareness. If you sat through this whole video and you said, why is this bitch complaining so much? You obviously don't understand mental health, and that's okay. I'm so glad that you don't have to deal with this, but just because you don't have to deal with it doesn't mean that everybody doesn't have to deal with it. And I just want you to keep that in mind before anybody writes a negative comment. So, I just want anybody who feels similar to the way I feel to please comment below and tell me your struggles as well, if you feel comfortable doing it. I think we could have a really good conversation about that, and I think it'd be really good for me to talk to people who feel similarly to me, because right now I feel like I'm the only one, but I can't be. So I really would love and appreciate that. Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my content. I make a lot of content about dogs, my dog in particular. This is him, he's the best. I would show you him in real life, but he's not here with me right now. And just personal life, vlogs, mental health awareness, lots of stuff like that. Also, if you would like me to make a video on my experience with medication, let me know. And then maybe in the future I could make videos explaining my childhood trauma. Maybe, maybe not. It just kind of depends, but that's something that I would need to decide on my own in the future. Not ready for it right now, but yeah, I will definitely keep you guys updated on my mental health journey. And if you're going through something right now that makes you feel any way that you feel, if you're going through something right now that makes you feel similar to any of the ways that I described, that didn't make sense. If you're going through anything similar to what I am right now, I just want you to know that you're not alone. And that it will get better. Sometimes it gets worse before it gets better, and sometimes it just takes forever to get better. But I know that it's going to get better, and I hope anybody who's in the situation that doesn't think it's going to get better knows from this video that I'm in this situation, I know it's going to get better. So, you just gotta let life do its thing. If anybody wants to talk to me, I can put my email down in the comments. If anyone needs someone to talk to or wants to go back and forth, let me know. I just want everybody to be happy, and I know that's really hard sometimes, so. Apollo, don't bite his leg. Don't do that. Come here, Gator. You biting your leg. Anyway, these dogs are getting crazy. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.